عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري وأحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. You shouldn't be surprised. We are speaking to a gentleman who works in an Arabic country. So obviously, you now understand the reason why I started this way. We've been bringing you exclusive interviews, but today's is exceptional. We are speaking to a gentleman who is overly celebrated as a Ghanaian coach. He's seen it all as a player, playing for Ghana at the African Cup of Nations, and has been at the helm of affairs as a coach on several occasions at the same tournament. I'm sure you are itching to know who I'm speaking to. Stay connected. We are back shortly, and I introduce to you my guest. Since 1984, Ghana has been chasing the African Cup of Nations trophy without success. The last time the Black Stars won the AFCON trophy was in 1982. And since then, it's always been a chase that has given no results. There's been several questions as to why the Black Stars are unable to end that trophyless run. Like one man who has seen it all, winning the last edition in 1982 in Libya, and has also become the head coach of the Black Stars, tried on a number of occasions, still has not been able to end Ghana's trophyless run. This day, we are speaking to former head coach of the Black Stars and current head coach of the Sudanese national team, Coach Kwasi Appiah. Coach, good afternoon and thank you for your time.
Yeah, afternoon.
We are in a new year, so let me say Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Coach, there have been several questions. Perhaps you being as experienced as you are, both as a coach and as a player, you can give us answers. Since 1982, when Ghana won the last African Cup of Nations in Libya, in which you were a member of that particular team, Ghana has been struggling to end that trophyless run. It's almost 41 years now. Can you, as a player and as a coach, and with the experience that you have, point at a single factor as to the reason why Ghana has been unsuccessful all this while?
Yeah, thank you. When it comes to success, there are so many factors that lead to getting a success from a match or a game. And the situation where Ghana finds itself, I think we've not been consistent with our coaching, the technical side of it. And secondly, nowadays there are so many of our players who are plying their trade in Europe.
Yeah.
For that reason, it becomes very difficult in terms of togetherness.
Team cohesion.
Playing as a team. During nowadays in 82, most of the players were based in Ghana.
Okay. And
it became much easier for whoever the coach was. Especially the defense line and the midfield. All of us were based in Ghana.
Okay.
So anytime we were invited, we knew ourselves. The attacking side of it, you see, anything, if you are not scored, it's better to protect your back and then, try to get a goal or two.
Yeah.
In that aspect, you are sure 50% of your win in the game. But nowadays the difficulty is all the players are based in Europe and there's no consistency in our technical bench. So it becomes very difficult because any coach that comes has his own players or his technical view of the team. And that's where automatically I might call Kwasi, he might come and decide to call Kojo. And when there's no consistency, because they are all playing Europe, it becomes very difficult. Putting that aside, I think, you see, it's not just about the pitch. What happens on the pitch is, that's why I say a lot of factors leads to success. So the management, the technical team, the players. So from the management side, we need to look at why. As the same question applies to them. They need to sit down and ask ourselves, why are we not getting the success that we need? So they need to put things in place to make sure, the technical team, the players
Become comfortable.
And then at the same time, there should be some cohesion and understanding from each part. And it's not going to be easy, because in Ghana, when the coach doesn't perform for some time, the coach is taken out and a new one is brought in. And when he comes, instead of us giving him time, we give him 2 years. And if, for instance, you bring a white man who is being given 2 years, automatically you rely on those that he knows.
Yeah.
Like the top players in the team.
Yeah.
Maybe the younger ones might have done well for the country.
Yeah.
But
because
he has 2 years, he doesn't have enough time to rely on young ones that you have to groom to profession.
Can you also, in a way, say that because of the number of countries growing in the competition, because the last time Ghana won it in 1982, there were about only 8 countries competing, but now we have more than that. Currently, it's a 24-team competition. It has graduated, from 16 to now 24. Would you say, because of the numbers, that is why Ghana has been struggling all this while to win it?
I think Ghana is a bit relaxed, because years back that we're talking of, if Ghana was to play things like Comoros or Mauritania, these things are things that Ghana would have beaten them about 7-0. But football is developed to the level that you can never underrate anything. Everyone is growing, and as you said, the numbers have also increased.
Yeah.
And we have professionals. They
have professionals.
Yeah. This is kind of cross. Sudan, when we met Togo, I was thinking about Togo. I don't know about Togo having a lot of professionals, but when they came, they had about 20 professionals.
Yes.
And I was, where did this guy get all these players from? So football is getting to the level where it's so developed, and every country is striving to get to the top. But Ghana, because we think we are Ghana, so we are comfortable. So instead of also striving to get a bit higher, we are in the middle part.
Saying Ghana is a bit relaxed, if you are to elaborate further, are you referring to the fact that during your days before the tournament, how you prepare is quite different from how we prepare these days?
What I can say is, because during those days, it's difficult to compare those days to now. Because those days, we had to camp in Winneba for, about 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Staying together as a team, So anything that the coaches wanted to teach us was easy, because all of us are here. But now, as I said earlier, every player is out there in Europe, and for that reason, to get them to understand your philosophy is always going to be difficult. But it's how we handle situations. For me, coaching is not just about what you do on the pitch. What you do off the pitch is mostly the difficult part, you know, and it's really important in the sense that this is where you side the player out, because all our players are professionals.
Yeah.
They know what to do, but it's a matter of letting him know the urgency in the match that he's going to play.
Okay.
You know, so some part of it is like during my days, what I used to do, I will visit every player before the game. I'll make sure I visit each player in his room, and then we discuss issues. And sometimes it gets to a level where, you know, even there's family issues, and you try to psych him and let him know, okay, this is the game, this is the role I want you to play. I want you to put a family issue out there, and then the whole Ghana is looking at you.
Yeah.
So you prepare the guy's mind, so when he gets to the field, he knows the role you're giving him as an individual, and then he knows the role that you're giving him as a team.
Yeah.
And in that aspect, he goes out there and to perform to the level that you want.
What is the role of coaching in all these discussions that we are having? Because if you check the history of the AFCON from 2010, Egypt won it. And 2012, it was Zambia with heavy renown. 2013, it was Nigeria with Stephen Keshi. 2015, it was Cote d'Ivoire with heavy renown again. In 2017, it was won by Cameroon with their Belgian coach, who is now the coach of South Africa. Then in 2019, it was won by Algeria with a local manager. And 2021, it was won by Senegal, also with a local manager. What role does coaching play in ensuring that a team goes to the AFCON and is able to win it?
What you see, one of the good things about having the consistency in the team is that the coach gets to know all the players, especially if you have I'll say a local coach, or someone who's followed the team for some time. It helps him to get a rough idea of how each player plays. And then at the same time, those out there who are not part of his team, when he's inviting them, automatically he should have known how they play, how they perform, and the role that the person can play in the team. So it's much easier compared to having a coach who's not been to Ghana before. In that aspect, you need to give him, let's say, 4 or 5 years for him to have a lot of time to learn our culture, the way we behave, the way we talk, everything. So in that aspect, it becomes easier for the coach to manage, such a player. In actual fact, I will not say that having a local coach will help you to win, but what I'm trying to say is he knows the players, he understands their language.
The coach knows it.
Yeah, he knows their culture, the way they understand things. In that aspect, you can expect some short results from him. And then it comes back to what I said earlier. Most of it is how you sight the player before he gets to the game. I will not, I wanted to get a different line, but I will change. See, if you are able to sign the players, for me, it's one of the most important things
in coaching
in Africa.
Okay.
In Europe, the players are professionally, their minds are tough, and once they wear the jersey, they see the jersey as something that they need to die for. But if someone comes from Europe down to Africa, he feels, okay, I'm playing Manchester United, coming to Ghana. So his behavior, his mentality, his thinking, everything
becomes different.
Yeah, it's totally different. So you have to bring him back to our level.
Did you at a point in time encounter such kind of players in the national team? When you were
Oh,
there?
many of them.
Okay.
Many of them, but it comes back to what I'm trying to tell you, that it's a matter of how you sign the player out, let him know, what you as a coach expect from him, and then how you want him to play as a team. And then there are so many of them with different characters. And see, when in society, you can never have all what you want. Some players have got different, and if you don't actually tackle the issue of how to deal with him well, you might say, oh, he doesn't respect, and you might end up sacking him. But sometimes you sack him maybe 2-3 games, and then you bring him back for him to know that, okay, without him, the team will still perform. But such players, how you deal with such players is really, really important.
Who are some of those kind of players that you have encountered in the Blasters?
No, it's difficult. I'm not telling you this. I will not mention names, but you see, it's even in natural life. There's no way you meet 3 or 4 people and you expect them that they should all have the same behavior. It's not normal. So different people will have different characters, but it's how you manage, and that's why you are called a manager.
If you are just connected, this is CNO TV, and we are speaking to former head coach of the Black Stars and now head coach of the Swedish national team, Coach Kwasi Appiah. He's been at the African Cup of Nations as a player in 1982, 1984, and in 1992. 3 times that he appeared at the tournament as a player, and as a coach, he's been there on 4 occasions.